'Twas the night before, how does it go? 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, no one was stirring, not even a mouse. I think that's it. Hi, I'm Jeff Goodman, and today I'm coming to you from one of the most iconic neighborhoods in New York City and one of my favorites, the West Village. Countless films and TV shows have chosen this neighborhood as the backdrop for their stores and characters. And there's a great reason for that. It is just so unique and beautiful that each street seems to tell us a different story. You might recognize the building behind me. That was the exterior for the shot of Friends. They all supposedly lived in that building. I don't know anyone down here who had an apartment that size. The village of Greenwich, as it was known, and specifically the West Village, is one of New York's oldest neighborhoods. Its quirky angled streets, like Commerce Street right here, were laid out before 1811, the year that the grid for Manhattan was established by the City Commission. One of the great things about the West Village are its housing stock. It's very varied and comes from different ages. One little tidbit, when you see houses that have brick formations like this, it's called Flemish Bond, you know the houses have been built before the 1830s. It's really something. And now, near the waterfront, gleaming new condominium developments with extraordinary views of the Hudson River. This house, number 77, Bedford, known as the Isaac Hendricks House, is the oldest building in the West Village. It was built in 1790, even before many of the streets were laid out here. And this, 86 Bedford, is the site of the famous Chumley's. Chumley's was a speakeasy. It's when we couldn't drink back in the 20s and the early 30s. Later on, it became a hangout for literary types and general bohemian villagers. In the West Village, no street is more exquisite than Leroy Street. This part also known as St. Luke's Place. And this street also has some celebrity too. Number 6 was occupied by New York's most flamboyant mayor, gentleman James J. Walker, also known as Jimmy Walker. As you walk around the West Village, there are some really cool things. Sometimes you have to look really hard to find them. You might think that this was just a chunk of cement. Actually, this is the Greenwich Village volcano, and for a while you could see smoke coming out of it. In 1820, a number of residents of the village of Greenwich, as it was called then, organized an Episcopal church to meet the growing needs of the community. They called it St. Luke in the Fields. St. Luke was the physician evangelist. They named the church in his honor because the village was a refuge from yellow fever epidemics in New York in the 1820s and 1830s. One of the founding wardens was Clement Clark Moore. You may know him as the author of "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." Across the street is the famous Stonewall Inn. It's a very important place in Greenwich Village history. One hot summer evening in 1969, shortly after Judy Garland died, there was a police raid right at this establishment. It was the beginning of the modern gay rights movement in the United States. If you'd like to find out about what it's like to live in this remarkable neighborhood, I would love to show you around. I'm Jeff Goodman from Halstead Property. Until then, you'll find me out and about here in the West Village or in one of New York's other amazing neighborhoods. Thanks for joining me.